think I stopped the recording somewhere, so I just need to restart it. Yeah. So thank you, Leah, very much for joining us today. So to people who are new to meet Leah here, Leah is VP of Trailblazer Community and Trailhead Evangelism at Salesforce. She is passionate about making learning accessible and empowering anyone to have a career in technology. She's an accomplished and dynamic master technical trainer for Salesforce with over 20 plus years of in technology. And she has been mastering a variety of roles, including consultant, software developer, curriculum developer, and technical trainer. She has used her knowledge and experience to demystify and make technology more accessible towards youth, girls, communities of color, and veterans by working with organizations including Black Girls Code, Hidden Genius Project, Girls Who Code, and Salesforce Military. She has been featured as a keynote speaker at various conferences, including Dreamforce, Afrotech, French Start Remain, and she has been a fantastic person as well. So also she has published children's book, which is Charlie the Hot Dog. So do check out that book as well. So thank you very much, Leah. I have got an opportunity multiple times to have a live to hear you live, and I think this is a very fantastic opportunity for others as well. And we have along with Leah, we're gonna do a chat session with Bhanu. So I'm sure everybody here knows Bhanu, and she has been a major pillar in the talent development in Salesforce in India, and she is part of the most amazing team at Salesforce. She is tasked with preparing students and early job seekers for the future careers in Salesforce ecosystem, and she has projected over 500,000 jobs in India. She has been in this space for over a decade and has almost 2 decades of experience in the IT industry. She's amazing woman, and I would say she's one of the WIT leaders we have from India who has been engaging our students and pushing students to make their career job ready in the ecosystem. So over to you, Bhanu and Leah.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And thank you, Leah, again for joining this evening. I know it's pretty late in the evening for you. Thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good.
So good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning. It's a lovely Sunday morning here. And I think in some states, we are forced to stay in because there is a lockdown here, which means it's a curfew. So no better way of spending your Sunday morning than staying in and learning and getting skilled and adding some badges to your trailhead trail mixes. So I think this is a fantastic opportunity to also hear from some amazing speakers. Leah is an inspiring motivational speaker. I have had the opportunity of listening to her in person, and I would say all of you who have taken the effort of being here this Sunday morning are really lucky to hear her speak to us today. So what we have planned is a quick interview between Leah and us, and I put together a few questions to know how we could, get the best out of Leah, all the information that's in her. How do we get it out to the community here, to the early job seekers and the students in the audience today? So again, Leah, good evening and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. And I think Vinay did a fantastic introduction already of Leah. She's also my fearless leader, and I'm so proud to be part of her team. With that, let me get started with our first question. So Leah, our audience are students and early job seekers. Please tell us how you got introduced to Salesforce and what is your most important advice to them, especially during these times.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And I just want to take a moment to share true gratitude and admiration to this audience. I mean, anybody graduating in this current time, in these circumstances, is just such a great display of tenacity, strength, and resilience. I think I can honestly say, you all are probably like the most creative folks. I mean, you have been shortchanged all of your traditional celebrations around graduating, but yet you still rise and find ways to celebrate and to seize the moment and focus on what matters. So I am in true admiration of this audience and these students that, you know, you did it, you persevered through these hard times, and you're keeping the learning going. So I think that is truly, truly admirable. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that with the group. Yes, so your question to me, how did I get started in Salesforce? That was it, right? I started back in 2009. I finished my master's, but prior to that, I was a software developer for a company called PeopleSoft. My undergrad is computer science and my master's is education and technology. And I was a software developer for many years. And I had a manager that was like, you know, you're good at this software development, but I really think there's a piece missing. And I was like, well, what do you mean? She was like, you're really good with talking to people. You should look at becoming a trainer. And something initially was like, I don't want to do that. I mean, my father was a professor, my mother was a teacher, and it felt too much like I was becoming my parents and, you know, oh my goodness. But what I did is I stayed open to the opportunity. I stayed open to the possibilities, and I took a leap of faith and I said, all right, I'm going to go and try for this job at PeopleSoft. I'm going to leave software development and look to become a technical trainer. And I actually went and did it. And it was probably one of the best decisions I've made in my career because it opened up a whole new world for me. And it helped me not just learn technology at a deeper level, but learn a lot about myself. I learned a lot of my abilities. I learned a lot about other people. I learned how other people learned. That job took me around the world. I lived in India for a month, 2 weeks in Mumbai and 2 weeks in Bangalore teaching PeopleSoft. I took a side trip and went to Goa. Oh my gosh, so beautiful, so beautiful. I went to South Africa, I went to South America, everywhere to teach this technology. So I learned that I had a gift, a talent for training and taking very technical concepts and making it accessible to people, from breaking down extremely abstract concept of like object-oriented programming and inheritance and polymorphism, and breaking it down in a way that was digestible to a larger audience. So I left PeopleSoft, and after they got acquired by Oracle, and I then continued on school and had my own business for a while. And when I graduated grad school, I was like, okay, I want to go back to training, but where do I go? So that's when I applied to Salesforce. And when I started teaching, I didn't know about cloud computing. I was an on-prem person. I was developer from on-prem. I knew a lot about, client server technology. I knew a lot about mainframe technology, but I did not know much about cloud technology, and it was relatively new. So I had to really build up my confidence and my knowledge in developing in the platform. So this was a different bit of an experience for me. Here, unlike PeopleSoft, I started off as a developer. So I had that sort of dev cred. And here I went straight into teaching on a technology that I had not built on. So my solution was, I got to get to building. So I would just constantly be in the platform, building apps, doing a ton. I wanted to know that when I stood in front of a classroom, I could stand there with confidence, knowing, oh yeah, I know why that you got that problem, because I got that before when I was building in the platform. So it really was a great way into learning cloud computing, understanding Salesforce, and understanding our technology. And I did it for 7 years and absolutely loved it. Being in the classroom, and you learn something every day, even though I was teaching some of the same courses over and over, Apex, admin, all of these, I would still learn because the groups were different, the people were different. I was learning. If you ever want to learn something, teach. That is the best way to learn, is to teach. Teach it to your spouse, teach it to your children, teach it to your mother, teach it to your grandmother. Just saying the words over and over is just another way of really solidifying your knowledge. So I learned a great deal over those 7 years. So it was an amazing, amazing journey.
Yeah, so I think you really emphasized that, and I really like this part about keeping an open mind being open to opportunities and taking the leap of faith. And I feel that that's so relevant today with everything going around us.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. I mean, who am I to tell this group to keep a leap of faith? They could teach me a ton about keeping the faith and being faced in such uncertain times. And, you know, we are all going through this together, and I know we all are experiencing it a little differently. You know, it can be very unsettling to know that you're entering the job market and this is what it currently is. But what you must know is this is what it is, but this is not what it will be, right? This too shall pass. We will get through the other end. And what you don't want to do is get to that other end and not be prepared, right? So you want to make sure you are taking this time to prepare yourself, because this will end. And there's going to be a bunch of people running out the gate right there with you. And you want to be sure that I am confident in what I can offer and what I know. And I've been taking this time to train up, and I'm ready for the other side of this. So I think it's really important to, and whatever that looks like for you, whether it's training of learning more skills, whether it's training of becoming more mindful, whether it's training of being more connected with your family, whatever it looks like for you in your current life journey. And it could be a combination of all of those things, but you want to make sure you are preparing for the other side of this, because there will be another side, and you don't want to get there and not be ready for it.
Yeah. So I'm reminded of a very common saying that goes, rolling stone gathers no moss. So you don't want to be sitting at home, becoming it or getting stuck. So keep learning. Like Leah said, keep connecting with your family, connecting with your friends, learn more, even if it's just a little bit, okay, just try and see one small thing that you're learning. And
get on Trailhead every day, do a badge, learn something new. It's the materials curated right there for you. You don't have to create the lesson plan. It's all there for you. So take advantage, and it's free. This is free. There's, so take advantage of this free learning, accessible right at your fingertips. And even more importantly, take advantage of this amazing community. I have never seen a community like this where you really have people rooting for your success. It's one thing that you go to Trailhead to get the technology, but you want to come to a community to get that support and that networking, and those together, you're bound for great success.
Excellent. Thank you, Leah. So speaking of community, that brings me to my next question. Could you tell us a little bit about your role, and also what is success for you?
That's a great question. So my current role, like I said, when I started at Salesforce, I was a technical trainer, moved up to master trainer. And then I took another leap of faith, which was to leave the training, to leave the classroom, which was huge for me, because in all honesty, when I found myself as a trainer, and I was good, I was naturally good at it. I was always rated top instructor. I would always get top scores globally. So I really felt I found my path. I found my passion. I found my purpose. And I felt like, well, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I found it. And what I realized is you never write the ending of your chapter. Don't close off the book. There were other mentors in my life that said, you have amazing skills of storytelling. You have amazing skills of disseminating very technical information to a wide audience. You need to be on a bigger stage talking about our products. You need to be talking to our customers at scale. And I was like, I didn't quite have that vision that they did, but it was so important that I had people in my life that had a bigger vision for myself than I could see at the time. And these were people that I trusted. So with that, I took another leap of faith and jumped over to outside of the classroom and moved more into a strategic role, working with curating Trailhead content internally for our engineers. So it was still in the learning space, but it was in a more strategic role. And it was getting me thinking at different levels. But yet and still, I was still being drawn to the stage and drawn to, I still think of it as teaching. Whenever I'm on a stage, I don't think I'm presenting. I think I'm teaching. I am sharing information. And like I tell everybody, take what you need and leave the rest. I'm not here. I'm inviting you to take this information. What you choose to do with it is on you, right? So I always think of it as a teaching moment when I get on those stages. So I continued in a more strategic role. And then eventually I came over to Team Trailhead, and I got to work with amazing people like Banu, who were just tirelessly working hard to create impact and positive change and using the platform for good. And it's just an honor to work with amazing people like Banu and Charlene and Kevin and King and Amanda, just my entire team, Nancy, Mary, all of them, and the community team, Tiffany, Mallory, all of them. They're just amazing people to work with. They inspire me and make me ask myself every day, is there more that I can do? What more can I do? Am I supporting them so that they can do more? In my current role, I lead up the Trailblazer community, as well as Trailhead Evangelism. And that's a team that's working to get Trailhead out to the masses. And in the community, we make sure that the community has everything they need to continue to be this amazing organization, or organism, as I like to call it, this community that has a life of their own that we want to continue to feed it whatever you need to keep doing the work that you all do, which is inspiring other people, helping other people, and being continual learners, right? So I work more in the leadership realm there. I still do keynotes. I still do tap into that area because I have owned that is a gift and talent that I will always have and want to share, as it is a vehicle of inspiration for many. So I am honored to serve in that way.
Great, thank you, Leah. So you now lead the communities team, and the India community team, I think, is one of the most active and we have the most number of communities here in India as well. So how do you see the next level of success for this community? What is it that we should be doing more, or should we not be doing something? Is there any advice for you for the community? And I know that we have some community members here. We have a lot of community leaders here as panelists here today who are giving back to the community again and staying connected. So what would be your message to us, to the community?
One, keep doing what you're doing, right? Clearly what you're doing is working. I think what's important too is always continue to learn the product, know the product, right? We want to make sure that we are on Trailhead regularly, continually learning, always learning. And like I said, one of the best ways of learning is teaching. So once you learn something, talk to one of your community members, like, let me tell you about what I've just learned. And then by you sharing that knowledge, you are learning more and then helping to spread the word about that product. So I think it's really important to, one, continue to learn, be a lifelong learner. Continuous learning is imperative in these times. Two, I can't even ask that you guys continue to help others because you're doing so much of that, right? But making sure that you are helping yourself and then sharing that with others, and ensuring that you are looking to uplift one another and amplify one another is so very important. And doing it for the reason of it's the right thing, not because I want the glory, right? You're focusing on the story, not the glory. The story and the journey of helping other people, not the glory of helping somebody, right? And just continuing, I can't stress enough, the continually learning is so valuable. And provide feedback. Let us know how we can serve you. I mean, Banu has her ear to the ground. What can we do better? What things can we do better to help serve you so that you can help serve the community out there? But really, we are learning so much just from watching what you're doing.
Thank you, Leah. And I also want to give a big shout out to Vishwa, who's here as one of the panelists from the DevRel team. He works very closely with the community members as well as our audience in helping them on the developer side of our learning. So a big shout out to him. I know he's here and he's part of our team. And please let us know, let Vishwa know, let me know how we can do things better. We're always open to suggestions, and you can make this program better. So this is your program and we are just enablers. So please let us know how we can make things more interesting, more fun. If there are challenges, especially during these times, we do have, I just want to again stress that we have COVID-related content on Trailhead. There is well-being content on Trailhead. So you want to take a break from your learning, go explore even on the well-being side, right? Go explore on the fun side of learning as well. So fantastic. Thank you, Leah, so much. I know it's late and I don't want to keep you up too long, but before you go, is there anything that you want to give us as a key message for this year going forward? I know we're already in the middle of the year, but then still I think the rest of the year is going to be very important for us. We got caught in between this entire pandemic situation, but what would be your key message for us for the rest of the 6 months of this year to look forward to and gear up for?
For me, these are super, super challenging times, and it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel like I'm not okay. I'm not okay with this uncertainty. I'm not okay. It is okay to feel that. I encourage you to find whatever that mindful practice is, and I can invite you to either take part in what I do that helps guide me through this challenging time, and that's my gratitude. I really lean in heavy on my gratitude to move through this. It could be gratitude in this current moment. The fact that I have access to technology right now to be a part of this is a huge space of gratitude for me. There are so many who don't have the access to technology. There are so many that don't have a place to shelter in right now. So they say go shelter in place when you don't have a place. There are so many who were hungry before this COVID-19, but yet now are even hungrier. So it is challenging. I know, and I feel that with you. And you might have heard me say this, but I have lost family members to COVID-19. I know this is tough, but I promise you, when you stay grounded in gratitude, when you find that mindful, prayerful practice, it will help you move through these challenging times. So I ask you, please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and keep learning, keep striving, and keep shining your light. Even if it's dimmed in this time, keep shining it, because that bright light totally inspires others to shine their light. With that, I say deep bow gratitude and thank you for having me.
We share our gratitude back, Leah, and I know Leah has, for my team, at least for our team, she has a document where we go in and put in our gratitude for the week. What are we grateful for that week? And it's a great reminder for us that even during these times, we still have a lot. Like you said, access to technology, people being able to join here today, continue in their learning process. So there is some silver lining to every dark cloud. Thank you so much for reminding that as well. I think it's a beautiful message for us to take away from your session. And we hope you come back and join us again very soon for more such community events. We really look forward to having you again very soon. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you. Stay healthy and take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you, Leah, very much. Thank you for staying so late.
No worries. Take care. Bye.